This Cooper Carbine class setup is a must use. If you guys haven't used this class, you definitely should try it out. With that said, I'm playing on Hotel Royal and your boy dropped a nasty V2 rocket on the enemies. We were completely slaying out with this god weapon. Shout out to these cuties right here. I appreciate you guys leaving those comments. If you want a shout out in my next video, all you have to do is leave a comment saying Colton, and Colton, if you're watching this, shout out to you. Today's like goal is going to be 189 likes, so if you guys could go down and hit that like button, that would be awesome. It really helps out the channel. Also, if you are new and you want to see the best Vanguard class setups daily, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Here is an overview of the class, and in case you guys want to take a screenshot of my secondary, here is the attachments that I'm running on it. For the first attachment on the Cooper Carbine, for the muzzle, because this gun does have a decent amount of horizontal recoil, we are going to be adding the MX silencer, which is going to give us that sound suppression, and then we get a little bit of horizontal recoil control, which is very nice. We are losing ADS speed, but you're not going to really notice it. You guys are going to see in the gameplay I am snapping on people, and so that shouldn't be a problem. What you guys can also run is going to be the recoil booster. This is going to increase that fire rate by 5.7%, so you can kill the enemies 6% quicker. There is going to be a decent amount of recoil though, and so I only recommend running the recoil booster on these smaller maps. There is going to be a decent amount of recoil though, and so I only really run the recoil booster when I'm playing on those smaller maps. For the next attachment on the barrel, we are going to be adding the Cooper Custom, and this is going to add a lot of recoil control. We get 51% to the horizontal, which is awesome. Plus on top of that, we're going to get increased to the fire rate, so we can kill the enemies 5.7% quicker. We are going to be losing a little bit of our mobility, which is annoying, but we're going to be using attachments to bring that back up. For the optic, I recommend you guys to use the optic that you're most comfortable with. That is going to be the best optic for you, but if you're looking for a good one, I recommend trying out the slate reflector. For the stock, I got two different options for you. So the first option is going to be the Cooper 45 RS. It's going to give you a lot of initial accuracy and recoil control, which is very important because you need to hit those first shots on the enemy, and so the Cooper is going to make it very easy to do so. We are going to be losing a little bit of our recoil and accuracy during sustained fire, but that's okay. If that does really annoy you, you're not going to really notice it, but if you do notice it, I would just add the hard scope. It's going to bring that value back up. The other stock I recommend you guys to try out is going to be the remove stock. This is going to add a ton of mobility to the weapon, but you are going to have less recoil control, and so I only really run the remove stock on these smaller maps. What I advise you guys to do is to try out the Cooper 45 RS and the remove stock, and just use the one that you like the most. And then if you're on like a small map, maybe you can throw on that remove stock, and then if you go on like a bigger map, you can try out the Cooper. For the proficiency, if you guys want to bring up the accuracy and recoil during sustained fire, you guys can run the hard scope, but I don't really think you need that. And for me, I really like to run the brace. It's going to make it so we really have no recoil right when we fire the weapon. What I also sometimes do is the fleet or the icy veins. The icy veins is actually a very underrated proficiency. Pretty much makes it so you can do everything faster while the enemies are shooting at you, and so you can kind of recover from gunfights a little bit easier. For the kit, we are going to be adding the fully loaded just to make sure we have extra ammo. We want to make sure we have ammo throughout our whole life. We don't want to run out of ammo like mid-strike. It's super annoying when that happens, so make sure you guys run the remove stock. I mean the fully loaded. For the rear grip, because we already have a lot of recoil control in the weapon, we don't really need more recoil control. We want to increase the mobility of the weapon, so I like to do the fabric grip, which is gonna do just that. Say you guys are running that remove stock, you still can run this fabric grip, but you might want to consider doing the stipple just so you have a little bit more recoil control. For the magazine, we are going to be running the .30 Carbine 45 round mags. This is by far the best magazine to run on this weapon because it's going to bring up the damage to the 34, giving you a consistent 3-shot kill. Plus on top of that, we're going to get a big boost to the effective damage range, giving this weapon so much range, and then we get more bullet velocity, making the gun feel like hit scan, and then we get some vehicle damage, which doesn't really matter. Although there are some pretty hefty cons, like we are losing that fire rate, the movement speed, ADS speed, vertical and horizontal recoil control, but this build is compensating all those cons. What I also like to run sometimes, but I'll give you guys a different class setup a different day, is going to be the 9mm 60 round mag. It's going to bring the damage to 20, but the vital damage is still pretty good, and so I actually like to put on that 60 round and then go over to the proficiency, then add the vital, so I can do like 37 damage when I shoot them in the lower stomach. For the ammo type, to bring up that fire rate, this gun literally has almost zero recoil. Well, there is recoil, but it's very easy to control, and you guys will see in the gameplay, and so I like to do the compressed rounds just to bring up that fire rate so we can kill the enemies 5.3% faster. We are losing more recoil control, and so if it's really hard for you to control the recoil, I think with some practice you should be able to do it, but if you are struggling, try out the lengthen or the FMJ. You don't really need the lengthen because the bolt velocity is already past 1,000 meters per second, and so for me, I guess I would run the FMJ if I didn't want to do the compressed rounds. Lastly, on the underbarrel, if I'm playing on a tiny map map, I'll usually run like the M3 ready grip or the pistol grip, but if I'm playing on like a medium or big map, then I'm going to be running the hand stop just to get some vertical and horizontal recoil control, making it a little bit easy to kill the enemies at range. What you guys can also do is the Carbine grip, but I would rather have a little bit more horizontal than like a lot of vertical, and so I just do the hand stop so I get like a balance. Here's an overview of my favorite Cooper Carbine class setup, and a like is greatly appreciated, and if you want to see more banger class setups like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get right into the gameplay. Okay boys, 6v6. Don't really like 6v6, but that's the only thing that this game gives us now. And a lot of other content creators have been having the same issue as me, where they only get like 6v6 and they don't get blitz, and I think a lot of you guys are too. It's super annoying, but you know, we still should be able to get this V2 rocket. It's just more fun to play in the blitz playlist. When you're playing tactical in this game, it kind of feels like Modern Warfare 2019, like how it was super campy and slow. That's how this game kind of plays when you're playing on 6v6. That's why we low-key need the 8v blitz. Because ever since that update where they took out assaults, that's when I started getting this issue. Like for the first like oh my god. For the first like few days, it was amazing. It was amazing. And then now it's all glitched out and I only get tactical. Dude, this Cooper is so nasty. So nasty. This used to be my favorite AR for a while, and then I started using like the automaton a little bit more, but this is still one of my favorite guns in the game. Well, a little bit bouncy, but we secured the kills. There we go, boys. Okay, local reinforcements. Now we know where they're coming from. At least these enemies are playing pretty aggressive.
Enemy has the hard point. Hard point activated. Hard point under fire.
Okay, they're playing a little bit slower now. I think I jinxed it. Whoa, 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 buddy. I didn't even know he was pre-aiming that. Jesus.
Hard points under fire.
Dude, what is going on?
Hard points under fire.
Dude, it's like too slow. Okay, we got these attack dogs. Let's try to make use of these things. Break through that like Kool-Aid man. There we go. 18. Okay, boys, 7 more kills and we get the nuke in the tactical playlist. There we go. Okay, 5 more kills, boys. We got this. Easy dubs. Easy nukes coming up.
Double kill.
There we go. Dude, this thing just deletes them. It's in wait, no. I don't want that. I want my Cooper. We actually don't have that much ammo. Hopefully they don't throw a nade over here. And then once we get this nuke, I'm gonna try to get a second nuke, but like get it way more aggressively. There we go, boys. We got the V2 rocket. Leave a like for that, boys. Let's freaking go. Easy V2 rockets with the new and improved Cooper Carbine. Oh my god, the feed's like nice little 6-on. Oh my god, I need to start using the Cooper more often. Like I've been really liking the automaton, like that max damage automaton. It's like a 3-shot kill. Most pud stompers are using that. But this Cooper is just feeling so good again. I could probably take off this hand stop too and add like an M3 ready grip. Okay, teammates, do not hop in the hard point. I'm going to try not to kill them off the hard point because I want this game to last a little bit longer. It's a little bit slow right now. I think if I actually, okay, looks like, yeah, they're spawning in top right. I was going to say, I think if I go around here and go on this flank, I can probably come up behind the whole team.
Recon planes ready. They got nowhere to hide. Hard point is active.
There we go. Now we're going to come up behind them. Oh, I thought you died. Teammates really need to get off this hard point. Oh, boys, you know what I did? I took my cat on a walk. Like, I actually trained her with the harness. Like, she finally got comfortable with the harness. And then I brought her outside. And she actually really enjoyed it. Like, she was shaking a little bit, like a little bit nervous. But after a few minutes, she got really used to it. I literally took my cat on a walk. If I can pull up the video, I will. I'll put it up on screen right now. It was actually amazing. Like, I've always wanted to do that. And right now I'm living on like a lake area and we have like a little point area where we can go fish. And I really want to walk her down to where I go fishing. Imagine if I fish and I catch Cbass with my cat right next to me. That would be actually amazing. Like, that is on my bucket list for sure. The fish with my cat next to me. And then if I catch a fish, that'd actually be so funny. Boys, this is like the slowest gameplay we've had in a while. Like, oh my god, this is so slow. I'm falling asleep. Oh my god. Okay, I think I'm just gonna call on this V2 rocket. Looks like my teammates are gonna take over the hard point and then they're gonna win by score. Let's see how many kills we have. Only 58 kills, boys. I am so sorry. It's just, this is what the game gives us. so annoying. But we got the V2 rocket, you know, hopefully in Modern Warfare 2 we can get some better gameplays if the pacing actually works. Final score, 63 kills and 3 deaths. That's a pretty good KD.